Coach, go ahead and give us an opening statement.
Yeah, I want to compliment Iowa. Great team. They played well. They got it done. I thought early on we had some chances. Morgan's got a really good arm who's kind of effectively wild, I thought. And I was really glad to see Whitlock get out of there because that breaking ball was tough on our guys. But, again, you got to finish the game. There's 27 outs. You go back and look at it, as bad as we were offensively. We don't give up those 2 runs in the 8th inning. We take the lead, so we gotta finish that part on the bump and make those plays defensively. But again, I tip my hat to Iowa and their pitching staff. They made some big pitches, and we could not get that really, really big hit until late, and we just left too many on early.
All right, thank you. At this time, if you have a question for one of the student athletes, state your name and your media affiliation, and we do have a microphone for you to ask the question into as well.
Hey, for either player, the struggles at the top of the lineup, you guys kind of gave the offense a boost, but how is it the overall production of the offense when you're not getting production at the top?
That's really just baseball. I feel like everybody's trying their hardest, and I felt like tonight we worked maybe a little bit too hard. People were getting a little amped up in the box, and the guys at the bottom of the lineup did a good job getting on base, and those are our guys up there at the top of the lineup, so they'll get it done next time.
Yeah, I agree with him. We all know the top of our lineup is the strong suit, but as a team, it's a whole team effort, and baseball is a team thing. So whenever they can't get it done, I know we'll get it done. Whenever we can't get it done, I know they will, and then hopefully we'll just put it all together tomorrow.
Hey, Patrick Hebert with D1 Baseball. Just with the quick turnaround with the noon game tomorrow, what do you guys do tonight? Is it just all about getting a good night rest, or how do you stay loose and refocus and get back tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really hot out here today, as I'm sure you guys know, so just getting hydrated, getting some food, and getting in the shower, and getting right back into bed, 'cause we got a quick turnaround, and we're not out of this tournament yet, so just come back out with our backs against the wall tomorrow, and I know we'll do that.
It did feel like maybe you were coming up with the team was coming up with a little 9th inning magic, maybe kind of like that opener of the state series with your big hit. Did you feel like you guys were going to make a run there?
Yes, sir. I felt the whole time we were going to come back. We couldn't get that extra run in, but I have full faith in my teammates that we're going to get it done the next time.
And for either one, what about that starter? He was just tough to figure out.
Yeah, Morgan's a great pitcher. He had a lot of life on his fastball, and he had a pretty wipeout slider. Like Coach said, he was a little bit effectively wild, so we didn't do a good job of controlling the zone. I thought we got pitches to hit, missed them a little bit. We got runners in scoring position. We just didn't get the big hit when we really needed to, and credit to him for making the pitches at those times.
All right, players, I think you're dismissed. If anyone does have any further questions for the players, contact Jody, and he can help you out there. So thank you, guys. And now we'll have questions for Coach.
Yeah, Scott, the top of the order of late has struggled. Obviously, you missed Vance, but just how do you figure that's happening?
I know Mac had a tough night, but, man, what a great at-bat he had there in the 9th. And that's hard to do because the game will get in your head. He's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, and he works that big walk. And then Vanderbrake, who's been consistent for us all year, didn't strike out tonight, got a big hit. And we had our chance there with Frick and Stoke, and neither one of them got it done. But Frick has been really good for us lately in those situations. So, we obviously need Mac to have good days, and but I don't want him to put so much pressure on himself. It's just part of the game. Sometimes you're going to have bad days, and unfortunately he had one tonight.
And obviously you've had struggles with short outings from your starters, and you were hoping obviously that was out of the way, and then you have to deal with it again. How do you think your bullpen came out of this as opposed to some of the others?
Well, obviously we gave up those 3 early, and if we don't give up that 2 in the 8th, we're ahead. So it's a team game. It's everybody's got to play well, and we talk to the guys all the time. We don't separate pitching, defense, and hitting. It's all about the team, all about we're all working for the same result. So again, I want to reiterate, as tough as it was offensively, we had a chance there if we don't let them get those 2 runs to take the lead.
Scott, as tough as it was, what was the feeling in the 9th inning as you're starting to put some runs together? Alberto goes yard, and then it looked like you might be able to take the lead from. Yeah. It had been a tough night.
No doubt.
I'm late getting in.
You know what?
Here,
That's baseball, though. We talk about it all the time. You got to play 27 outs, and you have to keep your composure. You can't get too high or too low. And that's the reason. You have it right there. That guy, I thought the ball might get by him when he dove for it, but it made a little bit of contact on his body. But if that ball gets by him, Mac might even score. But that was some good momentum for us. And for me, I was glad they had taken Whitlock out because we couldn't solve him. He was throwing that breaker, and it had a ton of break on it, and we just could not square the ball up. So I felt good right there at the end. We just, again, had some situations with less than 2 outs with a runner on third where you got to get those runs in.
Obviously, Max has been a big game pitcher for you all, and could get much bigger than tomorrow.
Yeah, no doubt. We went through it last year, except we lost the second game. There's no difference between losing the first game or the second game. You're in the loser's bracket. Once that happens, you got to win the same amount of games to come out of the loser's bracket. So I'll just tell the guys, flush it. Get a good night's rest. It's not too late. We'll recover, and we'll come out and see if we can play better and more complete tomorrow.
And you kind of suggested that maybe AC might pitch a third game now that he is gone.
Yeah.
Are you even worried about that now, or just
Nope.
figure it out when you go?
Nope. Focus on tomorrow.
What you sort of mentioned the runners in scoring position. I know it's kind of a rough area for you guys. I'm assuming you thought a 5-4 game, you might take a 5-4 game. That might be the type of game you'd have to win it. It might not have looked like this look, but 5-4 probably would be okay with you, right?
100%. Yeah, no doubt. And I thought Knapp had good stuff. The 3 walks hurt them a little bit, and they got some big hits. That big double in the first with 2 outs, that's a huge swing in the bat because you get momentum and you get the lead. That helps, and they've got a deep pitching staff. So obviously we're hoping Carlson can come out and give us some length tomorrow.
The AC gave you a lot of innings, and that kind of gets your bullpen in better shape that it might not have been. You really needed length out of him.
Yeah, he gave us a chance to win the game. Only threw 3. He almost threw 4 innings, only 41 pitches. So he'll be available. I don't know if he'll be available tomorrow, but he might be. It's only 40 pitches, and all hands on deck when you're in the postseason.
We have time for a couple more.
Scott, what do you say to a guy like Mac, or do you say anything to Mac when he, 4 strikeouts? I'm sure that's super rare for him, and he means so much to you guys.
You know what?
Especially with Vance out.
It happens. Mike Trout, Bryce Harper. It's baseball, and you had those bad nights. I'll tell them, you gotta wake up tomorrow morning like you went 4 for 4. That's what the best players do. They're able to move on and understand that you're going to fail. Hitting is hard. He's one of our best players, and I'll actually say, hey man, that walk was impressive. It's a 3-2 count, and that's a nasty pitch. If he swings at that, that's his 5th strikeout. We don't have any momentum. We don't have the winning run at second base. So we'll build off that last at bat for sure.
I was going to say, is that sort of the message moving forward? Is look what we're able to get working in the 9th inning here.
Yeah, but this time of year, if you're having to talk to your team, or having to get them up, or you're not in a good place. And the key is to be positive, make sure they believe in themselves. And that starts with me at the top, making sure that they know that I believe in them, which I do.
All right. We have time for one quick one.
They said that the temperature on the field for the afternoon game was 121. You say you like the heat, but that's a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm thankful that we've played, in June a lot. And that's just the way it is. That's baseball, and baseball season. It gets hotter on turf. Some of the hottest games I've ever been involved in. Thankfully, we're in Omaha. I'd much rather it be like that than freezing and rain. So we'll just deal with it and hydrate and be ready tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thank you so
you.
much. We'll see you at noon tomorrow.
Righty, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.